An ordinary man lived in a small village, who was known to the people of the village for the kindness and good destiny of his heart. They used to call him a good man. But unfortunately they used to do misfortune and danger one after another. He was always facing various problems and misfortunes. The bad situation and failure did not leave him behind. Whether in work or in personal life, whenever he joined a work, he would have problems. And wherever he went, there would be some disaster. All of this would have aroused the feelings of sorrow and suffering in his mind. And he had the idea that he had the victim of misfortune. In particular, he saw the success and happiness of his family and friends that made his mind heavier. Yet good people never gave up. He always told himself that satisfaction is the real happiness and the only way to fight all the bad. One day a good man rented a small land so he could earn something there. He decided that he would cultivate tomatoes there. He bought the seeds and gave them water. The crop began to grow day by day. Every day he used to go to the land. He took care of the crop, gave water, and applied the essential fertilizer. Finally the crop grew. The tomatoes were packed. The good man was delighted to see the results of his crop and thought his misfortune was leaving him. One day he decided to go to the market and sell his tomatoes. He took his basket to read tasty tomatoes and headed for the market, hopefully with a smile on the face that it would be a successful day. But in the middle of the way he played a hoe putt on a small stone and the basket fell from his hand. The tomatoes spread to the ground and most of them were destroyed. Good people tried to collect their remaining healthy tomatoes, but only a quarter of the basket tomatoes were intact. He went to the market to thank Allah. Upon arriving in the market, he felt disappointed. Yet he tried to laugh. He showed the remaining tomatoes for sale to buyers. But most people ignored him, and he laughed with a small amount of tomatoes. An old man came to him after waiting for hours after hours with a stick on a stick. Walking was watching the tomatoes, then looked at the sad face of the good man. "Daddy feels like you are having a hard day. Then let me buy all your tomatoes." The good man smiled in gratitude and said, "You a kind man." Old man came out of his money bag, but suddenly a strong wind was blowing. Good people and the elder tried to catch the flying money, but they failed. After a lot of effort they stopped and became confused towards each other. "Look," the old man breathed, "sorry, luck will not allow me to buy your tomatoes today." But the good man laughed and said, "No worries, your good intention is enough for me. Take these tomatoes as a gift from me." The elder was surprised at his kindness and kind heart. When the good man extended the tomato bag to the old man, suddenly a thief ran and took away the tomatoes and fled. Then suddenly the sound of shouting and shouting came from the side of the road. The good man ran to the source of the word and saw a group of people surrounded the thief, that is, the tomatoes were stolen. The thief fell to the ground and a few strong people caught him. Good people and the elder were happy that thieves were caught. But when they saw the tomatoes, they saw that they were lost under their feet. The good man looked deeply in deep grief and looked at the tomatoes. But the old man put his hand on his shoulder and said, "Father, I saw the kindness of your heart today. Though everything happened, tomatoes are wasted, but the magnificent character you have shown is much more valuable." A big businessman in the market ahead. He came to the business of clothing. He was looking at the good man and said, "Don't worry, do you want to work with me? I need a man like you in my shop." The heart of good people was filled with joy. Finally, it seemed that his misfortune had started to change. He told the businessman, "Thank you very much. I'll be happy to work with you." The next day, his good man's clothes. He started his new job in the store. He was excited to learn everything about this new business. He started decorating clothes and cleaning the shop with full enthusiasm. After a week of hard work, the businessman told him to go to the nearby city to bring some rare clothes. The good man was happy with this new charge and thought the businessman had begun to rely on him. The next morning, he started his journey to buy clothes with the businessman's money. The path was long and difficult, but good people were firmly promised to successfully complete his work. After a long journey, he reached the adjoining city and started searching for the businessman's recommended cloth shop. He finally found the shop and talked to the owner. But unfortunately, he learned that the scarce clothes had just gone. The good man felt intense frustrated and was afraid that he would break the businessman's confidence. But he did not give up. He asked the shop owner about something or any other place where he could get the clothes of his choice shop. The owner told him about a small market on one end of the city where scarce clothes could be sold. Although good people were tired, he decided to go to the small market. He walked hour after hour on the unfamiliar streets of the city and finally reached the market. The market was crowded, filled with sound and strange smells. Good people began to ask someone about malicious clothes. Granny began to clean the clothes efficiently, using some vases and secret materials. Gradually, the spots began to wipe. Good people are overwhelmed with gratitude and gratitude. Seeing hard work, hours after hours of work, the clothes came to fruition as before. The good man thanked the elder for his benefit and wanted to give him some money as a reward. But the granny gently said, "There is no need to be thanks. It is our duty to help others." The good man left the house. His heart was filled with gratitude and praise of the stranger. He carefully tied the clothes and began to walk. Suddenly he heard a farmer who was shouting that my field was burning. Run to help, but then a piece of wood was flown in the air and it fell on the cloth and burned all the clothes. The good man began to mourn for his misfortune and wondered how he would return to the businessman. He returned to the village and went to the businessman. The businessman asked him, "Where are the clothes?" Good people played the hocket when they were disturbed. Then he opened everything from buying clothes to burns. The businessman listened to him. He became angry inside, but he did not reveal it. He said, "I do not want compensation for you, but you will not be able to work with me from now on." Good people felt sad and frustrated, but he understood the business of the businessman. He said in a low voice, "Thank you for your understanding. I'm really sorry." Good people came out of the shop with deep remorse and frustration. He returned to his small common house. He broke into grief and did not know how to make a living. The little money he had was almost burned. The next day he went to the market in disappointment. He looked in front of him and saw an old woman had a weak sheep. No one bought that sheep for a long time. The good man said to himself, "I will buy this sheep. Maybe the woman needs money." He went ahead and bought the sheep with all his money. The woman couldn't believe anyone bought her sheep. He thanked the good people warmly and said, "I needed this money very much." Then he left. The good man brought the sheep home and decided that he would take care of it well, so that it is fat, and gives him some profit. The day started to go. He fed the sheep, gave water and cared for it. The sheep began to give a lot of babies and eventually got 100 sheep to her. Good people did not understand what the reason for this lot of rizik. One day he went to the market to sell some sheep. While standing in the market, he saw the old woman who sold her sheep. He met her and the woman said, "When you bought my sheep, I was in a very difficult situation. The mercy of Allah and my grief was removed because of the money you gave. So I prayed a lot so that God bless you in this sheep." The good man thanked the woman and asked if she needed anything. Then he gave her a sheep gift. The good man realized that he had a lot of rizik because of the blessings of the growth. He felt that misfortune and bad luck from his life. The years passed and the good man became the owner of a large flock. He started selling wool and milk in the market, in his reputation area. spread, he became known as a successful businessman. His business seemed to be rich day by day. Unfortunately, the kind heart of good people has never changed despite passing through poverty and wealth.